Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in. I hope you're all doing well. Hello. I'm definitely not 100%, so I'll try to do as much as I can. Hopefully I don't just like pass out my chair here. I say that like half jokingly. Truth be told, I had a scary incident this morning, so still not feeling great after that, but oh well. What can I do, right? Rest and take care of yourself. Well, you know, it'll be fine. Alright, continuing on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. What case are we even on? Are we on the 4th case or the... We might be on the 5th case. I can't remember which case number we're actually on. Okay, we are on the 5th case. I'm trying to remember, was this after... So we had the okay, I remember now, because we had the opening trial. We had the trial on the boat. We had our first case involving the carriage. We had our second case, well, first case in Britain with the carriage. The second case in Britain, which had... Oh my god, like, my brain knows it, but I can't speak it. It involved the former army guy, and his wife was the maid. All right. The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. Yeah, I mean, it's been... My god, that's... We're pretty much 6 months since the last time I played this. The Hound of the Baskerville, a hound it was, but not such a hound that any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes closed with a smoldering glare.
It's coming! Sholmes's cry pierced through the thick wall of fog around us.
I couldn't read in time.
Wisps of vapor flowed over the pistol as I cocked it, and I waited, breathlessly, in the stillness. The silence lasted for what seemed an eternity, until, at last, it appeared. From the shadows of the cloud, an enormous beast sprang out upon us. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with a smoldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined in white-hot flames. Its rumbling pant and hideous howl, so terrified was I that I began to tremble with fear. "Look well, Wilson," Sholmes declared, gazing upon the mystical beast. "For this is the diabolical Hound of the Baskervilles."
Our first 2 months in London passed by in a flash. In that disconcerting courtroom experience we were first thrown into on the day we arrived in the country. And in Soseki-san's terrible ordeal that had followed closely behind, we had emerged victorious. However, there then came an abrupt end to our opportunities to appear in court. Which was hardly surprising, of course, since I was nothing more than an amateur, an unknown student of law from a faraway land. So life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. 15th of April, 9:13 a.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. That morning, I was woken by the unreserved knocking on the door by the telegram boy. But after he'd gone, Susato-san's behavior became very obviously strange. Susato-san? Yes? Is it time to leave for court already? Let me see, what case is it today? I don't think I'm scheduled to defend anyone at the moment, am I? Oh, no, of course not. How silly of me. I think Iris said she would make us breakfast this morning. So, shall we go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite? Yes. Iris makes the most delicious breakfast food. She does, doesn't she? And once our bellies are full, we can leave for court in fighting fit form. Let me see, what case is it today? Here we go again. Alright, converse the telegram. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Oh, a telegram? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but you're not going to get away with that. Well, I didn't think I would. Actually, don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. Ahem. It was just a boring old telegram. That's 3 times now that she's tried and failed to convince me it was nothing. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Alright, I understand. Alright, Soseki-san. I suppose Soseki-san will have arrived in Japan by now, won't he? Yes, I should think so. He left immediately after that terrible ordeal. Which would mean he should have completed the voyage already, or be just a few days away. A fortnight ago, we had that very long telegram from him, do you remember? Complaining of seasickness? But by and large, it seems the voyage has been going well. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? I was just wondering, what might have become of Soseki-san had he stayed in London, that's all. You mean, as regards Lord Van Zeeks, the Reaper? Yes, I can't help wondering if seasickness would have paled into insignificance in that case. The Reaper. What is it they say? That no one who stands in the dock can be safe from the Reaper, right? Like the way that nightmare's trial ended on the very day we arrived in London. Even 2 months on, the cause of that dreadful fire is still a mystery. Yes, but at least Soseki-san is safely out of the country now. Presumably that means that the curse of the Reaper can only take effect within the confines of the city of London, perhaps? Even if that's the case, it's a little comfort. I have a terrible sense of foreboding. If the legend of the Reaper is to be believed, it would mean he wields the sword of justice himself. Come to think of it, I wonder what he's been up to these past 2 months. Surely not wielding that sword against more acquitted defendants. No, I don't think so. Apparently, Lord Van Zeeks hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Oh? Yes, since Oseki-san's trial. He's withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Really? Just like before, when he wasn't seeing a court at all for several years. So, it's just been me who's had to face him in his recent spate of trials then? Oh, just my luck. I wonder if luck doesn't come into it. Sorry, what was that? Oh, nothing. Never mind.
X200301 Smoto Hearts.
Smoto hearts all around. Queen, thank you so much for the sub. 31 months. Damn, it's really been that long, huh? I will say I need to be careful when getting up, honestly. Because I know I mentioned what I mentioned in Discord. That lightheadedness is still kind of there. It's nowhere near as bad as it was this morning, though. Hold on. Alright. So we gotta go down to see Iris with breakfast. Hello, peeps. Hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're doing better than me at the very least. Oh, man. Alright, let's go into Sholmes' suite. 100%. 15th of April, Sholmes' suite. Morning, Bruno. Morning, Susie. Good morning, Iris. Iris? What is it, Bruno? What is that terrible noise? Sounds like a cat being strangled. Ah, yes, you noticed that, did you? Hurley isn't in the best form this morning, it seems. The villain violin. What is up with you? Hello. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Good morning. A good morning to die, perhaps. Has something happened, Mr. Sholmes? You look miserable, and the way you were playing the violin before. My analytical mind is dead. Music is dead. The world is dead. Damn this blanched existence! That's all 'tis, my dear fellow. Nothing of consequence. Whoa. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, Iris, isn't it time we ate? Some dried toast and insipid coffee for me, if it's not too much trouble. Oh, cat? Cat! The cat. Oh look, it's Wagahai. You guys can't see my mouse cursor, I'm petting the cat. Good morning, boy. There must be some sort of tiny door for cats to use. But how did it get there? Well then, everyone, time for breakfast. Oh, wonderful. Let me help you, Iris. Ugh. It would indeed be a fine day to die. I knew something looked different. Something's missing from Mr. Sholmes' desk. Look at Mr. Sholmes' desk. It's completely clear. Isn't that enormous machine usually on it? We can never hope to understand what goes on in the great detective's mind, Mr. Naruhodo. Why, next time we're invited, we might find he's vacated the entire suite. That's scarily plausible, actually. Can we talk to you? Yes. Let's ask about Wagahai. Mr. Natsume's cat seems to have settled into his new home then. Oh yes, and I've become very attached to little Waggy. It appears previous owners completely forgotten to him. Cats are unfeeling creatures. The muses are as empty as the hearts of the muses. If Mr. Natsume had no intention of taking Waggy back to Japan, I wonder why he kept him in the first place. I expect he would have taken him if he could. But pets are strictly forbidden aboard steamships in our experience. And for good reason. Terrible things can happen if the rules of passage are not obeyed. Well, I don't mind because Waggy is adorable. Yes, he really is. Oh, yes, what about the door? I don't remember seeing that tiny thing in the main door before. Where did that come from? Oh, you noticed? You are observant, Runo. Look, I use this. It's my latest invention. What is that? I call it the cat flapomat. Gosh, a machine for making doors just for cats? That's right! It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds. And it can do it in any door at all, no matter what it's made of. It's very powerful, you see. Wouldn't it have been quicker just to make the cat flap rather than making a machine to make the cat flap? Well, yes, maybe. But now I can make cat flaps anywhere I like. Oh, I think it's wonderful. You must make one for us in the door of our office upstairs, Iris. She really knows how to come up with unconventional inventions, this girl. Okay. Anything with the typewriter? Come to think of it, I haven't seen Iris doing much writing recently. But there's paper already set up in the typewriter. Look, as if she's about to start. That reminds me, when I mentioned that Iris was in the process of writing a full-fledged novel, Mr. Natsume was most impressed. Ah, yes, Mr. Natsume. That's what I'll be doing too once I'm back in Japan, he said through tightly clenched fists and teeth. Anything about this? The fire's burned comfortingly in the grate again today. It's a very different feeling to a Japanese hibachi somehow. Oh, look at that photographic print of a lady displayed on the mantelpiece. Could it be? Yes, it must be. It's the woman. Oh, how exciting. Is that supposed to mean something to me? I got an achievement for that. These are all mementos of Mr. Sholmes' past cases, I think. If he hadn't been involved in my case, I wonder if the beefsteak from La Carnival would be on display here. A mystery shoe, curious hammers, some mysterious dancing men, a bust of Napoleon. Ah, what an entrancing collection. Looks like an untidy assortment of junk to me, rather like what's on my shelves. Well, you really ought to learn to keep things in order, Mr. Naruhodo. No, no favoritism there at all. I mean, really, if anything... Oh. I know, we read this one already. I just want to go back to the conversations game. Blah, 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 vacated, sweet, yep. Alright, let's converse. Wanting to die. You seem to be very unhappy this morning, Mr. Sholmes. What's happened? It used to be the case that in my hands, this violin sung like the dawn chorus. Its melody tones would make the flowers bloom. It would? But now, the muses are unamused with me. The goddess of music have thrown me over. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? For hours I have bowed, for days even. Through the night I have endeavored to no avail. That sound, my tone, is lost. That brilliance, clear, unwavering tone, gone forever! No more recitals of unbridled emotion. Well, you haven't been practicing much lately, have you, Hurley? Don't worry, I'm sure we'll come back to you in time. Heed my words, Mr. Naruhodo. The goddesses of the arts are fickle. One day they bestow genius on a man, the next they unmercifully withdraw it. Oh, dear. Why is this happening to me? If they take the turn I have for the violin from me, what is left, for pity's sake? What is left? Deduction, perhaps? Isn't that what you're known for? Alright, now we get to actually ask about the missing machine. Mr. Sholmes, I don't like to pry, but... your desk looks rather empty today. Oh, well done, Mr. Sato. Your observational skills do you credit. Oh, no, Mr. Sholmes. They pale into insignificance when compared to yours. You'd struggle not to notice, wouldn't you? You mean Hurley's great analytoscope? That's at Windibanks now. Sorry? Is that a windy bank? No, Windibanks, the pawnbrokery. What? You mean you pawned that enormous machine of yours? It has some considerable value, you see, quite undeservingly. But isn't it a very important machine for your work? I do wish you had consulted us if your situation had become so desperate. I should have gladly passed what little income I have to you. Dear madam, things are far from desperate. But the pawnbroker has your wonderful machine. How could it be anything but desperate? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. Is it? It doesn't sound ordinary at all. It would seem that neither of you fully understand how pawnbroking works. Oh. Well, what's to understand exactly? How pawnbroking works. What did you say? What did you mean when you said we didn't fully understand how pawnbroking works? To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. Banks? On Mondays, merchants relinquish their finest jackings and trappings to their pawnbroker of choice. With the money they receive in return, they are able to trade happily through the week. And then on Saturdays, they go to recover their things using the money they've earned. I had no idea. This has been a fascinating lesson for us. Everyone does it, you see, especially people in inner London. And should they have money to spare, they would purchase another fine jacket. Not to wear, obviously, but to pawn should the need arise. Oh, how ingenious. So, whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windibanks, you see. A pawnbrokery can be thought of as an extremely secure vault. I would have thought that even pawnbrokers are different here in Great Britain. Of course, you have to watch Hurley with it. Sometimes he pawns things he really shouldn't. Don't you, Hurley? What does it matter? The world is dead to me now. Oh! What's up with the kitty? Oh, what was that? Wagahai? Oh no! What happened to Cat? What was that? Oh no! Wagahai's tangled up in your violin! Bruh. I think he thinks it's a toy. No! What's he doing to it? Oh dear. Mr. Sholmes' precious violin. Why should I care? What? I shouldn't be surprised. If the cat is a more accomplished musician than I now. Mr. Sholmes really is in poor spirits, isn't he? Well, anyway, I'll put it back where it lives, shall I, Hurley? Out of the cat's reach if possible. Maybe we should assess the damage. So this is the violin, is it? Got a broken string. It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Oh, I see. It doesn't really look like anything special to me. I happened upon it covered in dust, languishing in a pawn shop down a nondescript back alley. The broker had no idea of its value, so I was able to purchase it for a mere 55 shillings. Gah, really? How honorable of you. And until today, it has been my faithful companion in every great Paganini-inspired performance I've made. I ask you, is there reason to live in a world devoid of music, to tolerate this blanched existence? No. There is none. Mr. Sholmes? What, dear madame, what? My thoughts are preoccupied with fancies of release from this dull routine. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? Hmm? What do you mean? Excuse me. What do you mean, Mr. Sato? Oh, Susie's right. Yes, the tone of the wood is completely different. And that's not all. I'm sure there was no crack here before. Wait, it's not even the right size, is it? What's this? It's a viola, isn't it? I'm terribly sorry to have you tell you this, Mr. Sholmes, but that instrument isn't a violin at all. Then what? I believe it's an entirely different instrument called a viola. Nailed it. What? What? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, are you alright? You're right! You are quite right. This isn't my faithful Stradivarius. So what, pray, is this piece of stringed flotsam? Not your faithful performing partner, then? Ah, I see what must have happened. You do, Iris? This is just a simple mix-up. Sounds like Iris might be able to tell us exactly what's happened if we ask her. Alright, theory. My theory is they previously pawned the violin with the pawnbroker, and it got swapped out there because the pawnbroker they used actually recognized it as the Stradivarius after, you know, lending the loan, so to speak, and then gave the viola back, expecting Sholmes to not realize it's not the same instrument. Alright. Mix-up. What did you mean by a mix-up, Iris? Well, you see, this this viola, I mean, was at Winterbanks until last week. At the pawnbrokers? Not Mr. Sholmes' beloved musical partner. There is a proverb from the East with which you are no doubt familiar, my dear fellows. Always let a beloved child travel. Yes, indeed. So you sent your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that would experience personal growth? Oh, what a wonderful idea. Last week I pawned my great analytoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear Mr. Winterbank mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. But my ears cannot be deceived by the hollow timbre of this piece of timber. No, but your every sense was deceived by the fact that it just had strings. Pshaw! A fine state of affairs this is, and why I always say, Mr. Naruhodo, never trust a pawnbroker. They will try to fiddle you every time. But earlier you told us you could think of a pawnbrokery as an extremely secure vault. Come, Mr. Naruhodo! Dilly-dallying will get you nowhere! Sorry? Crunching your toast with that vacant aspect, pressing your coffee so obtusely. Are you not a little embarrassed by your own conduct, considering the urgency with which we are faced? We must visit Mr. Winterbank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? Precisely, Mr. Sato, without a moment's delay. But I haven't finished my bacon and eggs. My dear fellow, surely you do not still intend to crunch your bacon with an increasingly vacant aspect, to fresh your egg even more obtusely? All right, say no more. Let's go then. Don't worry, Reno. I'd be happy to heat it for you again later. Oh, thank you, Iris. As it happens, I am rather curious to see what a British pawnbroker's looks like. Okay. New location added. Alright. We're gonna go to Winterbank's Pawnbrokery. Oh, yay, scam. I love when you get scam stuff. Okay, where's the actual message though? 'm confused. Okay, why isn't it showing up on my phone? I'm gonna worry about it later, I guess. Alright. Off to Winterbank's Pawnbrokery. Of April, Winterbank's Pawnbrokery. So this is a British pawnbrokery? Oh my, there are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Susato-san, that spark of wonder in your eyes. Can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh, yes! I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. Clearly, Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from this mark of fury in his eyes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir. Welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Oh, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo, and it's time to inform Mr. Winterbank of our ire. Come, the fight is afoot. Alright, time to converse with Mr. Winterbank. Violin. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes. This second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Winterbank. The call of the wood is different. It has holes, isn't it? It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observations, Mr. Sholmes. I'm so very sorry, sir. How utterly unforgivable to me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There's only one way to make amends. I shall have to take my own life. Everybody's so overdramatic. I don't think that will be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch a violin when I heard, "Ah, here it is." You did? And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me. No. Stop, my dear fellow. The fault is mine. It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Winterbank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Herlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition now, would you? Haha, I do believe you may be right, sir. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I need to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh? Peculiar items? In the extreme map, for example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Herlock Sholmes or some such. Oh no, a new full-fledged novel? And unpublished? A story I've yet to read, you mean? Ah, forgive me! Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. The unpublished story. I must know more. Tell me everything. Wow, Susada-san is really fired up now. Is it really an unpublished story? Under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see. I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Winterbank. For just like that, 1 shilling, sir, not a farthing more. Ours is something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript recounting the adventures of one Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? And kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. They're safe and sound with me, I assure you, on my life. This is all very strange. Pawnbrokery. I wonder, can I ask you something? Ah, a gentleman from the East, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry. Aha! But for your splendid attire, man. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Is your artistry its finest, I must say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? How interesting. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some kind of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokers are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. If, in that time, they repay the original sum to me plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelves behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed then? That's right, ma'am, that's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. The very idea, Mr. Winterbank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. Bro, you were doing that earlier. Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. Yep. And let us not forget that I've already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh? What sort of measures? I engineered a simple device with which Mr. Winterbank has installed here in his shop. I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Winterbank? What was that deep sigh about? The red-handed recorder. You know, if I were to paint my own hands red and hold this, that would be a red-handed recorder. Okay, that was bad. That was worse. Alright, red-handed recorder. What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Very astute. It is indeed a camera furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Here, I have an example I can show you. Doggy! Ah, yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity. Alright, hold on. I got so entranced by the dog picture on the table. Ah, yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive, it produces a crystal clear image even in the darkness. Really? That's extraordinary. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and door behind it. Look. Yeah, so basically I'm pretty sure the purpose is a camera to catch people red-handed in the act of stealing, so to speak. That was my original thought when it was mentioned. It makes sense considering what security is nowadays, where instead of a picture camera, we have the technology for a video camera. What is a video but thousands upon thousands of pictures stitched together seamlessly? I love making that point though, because of this. Okay, I read this, so autoplay. So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. But did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Yeah, that's the biggest flaw. Indeed, as you say, my dear madame. And what if the incident were to occur in between times? One could only say that would be a cruel twist of fate. I must confess your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Winterbank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously place not one, but 2 cameras in my shop after all. Which means I must pay for an eye on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film will break me before I'm very much older. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery, no? My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security come at a price. Oh, heaven help us! Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Winterbank. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. Here, nuts. Sorry. I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Winterbank. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last. Let's examine some of the curios, I guess.
Look at this! What could this lovely big shiny box be?
That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such things in your own country?
Oh my, yes. I've certainly never seen one so large before.
Shall we listen a while?
Ah, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels.
I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There's a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played.
My goodness, what a simply delightful machine.
Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course.
Science and technology advance at such an overwhelming pace.
I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place.
What an assortment of things there are in these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches, almost anything you care to imagine.
Those are forfeited items offered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn, or colloquially pop, an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time, after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in a shop for sale at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, now you've explained, I'm noticing low price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black orb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. I treasure the university uniform? Never! It embodies my student spirit. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. It's an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. The perfect calendar for tearaway fellows such as yourself, Mr. Winterbank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Well, when the agreed storage period has passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see. So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say.
Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does?
It seems to have two little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. What you are looking at is a stereoscope.
A stereoscope? Fascinating.
It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself.
Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look.
Just before you do, there is something I should point out. My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today.
All right then, I'm going to try it. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see, at once!
All right then.
So I need to be cross-eyed, like I'm trying to look at my own nose. What the? I don't believe it. It's just photographic print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it.
Yes, the sense of death is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They're often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them.
Why people meddling with such black magic?
It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day.
Oh.
So I could already see what the trick is, and pretty much the reason you're cross-eyeing yourself is to trick your senses. It's really easy to trick your senses. So the difference between the left and the right image were the fact that the woman was a little bit more to the right in the right image. So I think when you have that juxtaposition like that, you can create the illusion of a 3D photograph. Which is why you need to go cross-eyed, so you're trying to look at the pictures differently and it blends together as much more of a 3D image as opposed to looking straight forward. If I'm wrong about it, I'm wrong about it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, and I wouldn't doubt if that's going to be a major part of the case.
Look at that enormous ledger on the counter there.
Mr. Winterbank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'd have to be, otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble.
Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger.
This revolver here. Oh, I was hoping it would be the dog picture. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. I assure you, Mr. Winterbank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with the speed belying his portly size.
Oh, you don't mean he'd...
Blow his brains out? Indeed. A recompense for his blunder.
Oh my. But in any case, of course we would never do such a thing. How could you even suggest it?
There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. That leads to the storage room, where Mr. Winterbank keeps articles that are currently in pawn.
Ah, I see.
There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommended or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key, and Mr. Winterbank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot which he slides under his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder.
And the prime suspect if this pawnbroker is ever burgled. facts. Oh my gosh, stop just straight up clicking there. Okay, I think we're out of things to investigate. Oh, never mind.
Look at this. Whatever could it be used for?
I have no idea.
Ah. There's a small catch just here. Look.
We're going to open it, aren't we?
Oh my, that's amazing. It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism.
Which we'll never manage to put back to the way it was before. What are you two doing? What? Us? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little window selector. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. What? Only tuppence words? That ain't fair, and you know it. This article's barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer more. Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Come on, that can't be right. Have you had a... Wait. Come on, that can't be right. Have you even had a proper butcher's at it? I've seen all I need to, young girl. Oh, it's her! Wait, don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her.
Oh yes, it's the young lady from Mr. McGilder's trial 2 months ago.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, urged a customer in large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Gordon Bennett, you lot!
Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well.
What? You remember me then, do you? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us. Nothing to eat. Come to pop that black weasel, sorry, coat, have you? What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? Ah, good day. Unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? Allow me to see the article and I shall negotiate with Mr. Winterbank on your behalf. Pull the other one. I don't need no help from some stick-up D. Get out of my business. Go on, or I'll make trouble for you. As you wish, Mr. Lestrade. I will happily remove myself from your presence. He's really done it. He's gone. Oh, I'm sorry, but I said there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? And you! Go on! Leave me alone!
Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest.
So Salad-san can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. So she's trying to sell one of the music discs. The pawnbroker's customer. Somehow, I didn't really think you were the sort of person who'd use a pawnbroker, Miss Lestrade. Yeah, well, I am alright. I'm a Londoner just like everyone else. That a problem, is it? No, not at all. It's just that, well... Oh, I get it. I know what you're thinking. That thing probably don't even belong there. Probably gotten on the dive, didn't she? Yeah, I can see it written all over your Chevy Chase. Well, I might have been thinking something along those lines.
You're not going to deny it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Alright then, I'm just going to come out and ask you straight. Do you pawn things that you steal from other people?
Well, I don't know how best to answer that, really.
Suppose. Sometimes.
You're not going to deny it either, Miss Lestrade?
But not this time, alright, I swear. That thing belongs to me.
The disc that Mr. Winterbank is holding.
Perhaps we should see what he has to say about all this. Miss Lestrade's disc.
Mr. Winterbank, what exactly is this metal disc that Miss Lestrade has brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface.
Ah, this is a music disc, you see, for use inside a music box.
In a music box?
What, you don't even know what a music box is? You wasted a lot, ain't too savvy, eh?
I know what a music box is. I've just never seen one of those discs before.
The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays.
It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc?
Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There's so many different types of music box, you see. British made, German, Swiss. I've no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for.
I see.
And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, am I offering more than I should at a penny?
That's a pack of lies. He told me he did. He said it was, well... Hey, he?
Who?
Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. It's as good as good money. I know 'tis.
Well, then you have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you?
Oh, excuse me. Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
Alright, Gina Lestrade. She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemalion.
I see.
And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time, I might add.
Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me.
So, is there
something dubious about the disc she brought in today?
Well, if only it were that simple. Oh, sorry. What do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket.
Ah, a storage ticket, so... Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article from you today, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs stolen.
Oh, right, yes, that's definitely dubious.
The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But as she gave me the ticket for it and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her.
But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windibank.
Little Scamp is wearing it, ma'am. It's the overcoat that she redeemed.
Oh.
What's wrong with that? It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does.
So, what about the disc then? How's that come into all this?
Ah, the disc is something else. A new article bought if the girl and I can agree a price.
Okay, I keep...
I don't know why these messages are not showing up on my phone. I'm so confused by it. Alright, new article to pawn. I'm confused. I thought you said that Miss Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket. The money owed on, as you say.
For this heavy black coat, which you returned to her care, as I had understood it.
That's right, yes. Rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets.
Oh, you mean...
What? Don't you know you're a sad lady?
Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it?
If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am.
And she immediately tried to pawn it? For quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think.
Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would.
Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place?
Well, me.
It doesn't really appear to be your size.
Me old man. It's me old man's, ain't it?
Is it, Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious.
Out of my way, please.
Who's this picture postcard English gentleman?
Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There is no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I have a matter to discuss with the proprietor. And if you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean from you? Roka. Yes, sir. It's that guy's jacket, isn't it? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Oh my.
Now, that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel. And needless to say, any music box discs too. No, you can't have it. You just can't. It's me old man's. Oh, it was. Now it's mine.
Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation.
Yes.
I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail.
The problem with this game is I always get way too into the voices. Sorry about that. Alright, let's converse. Gentleman's accusation.
Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman saying?
What you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in just now? No, I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street minding my own business when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again? Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these back-slum scoundrels. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Come along now, Mr. Lestrade. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on. Why does everyone think it's me? Just look at this dandy cove. And you think I'm the dodgy one? I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence I've sold something, huh? Come on, let's see it. Oh, I have evidence, naturally. You what? Oh boy. Let's hear the evidence. Or see it. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman. Of course. We need only consult Mr. Winterbank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes. Brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh? I never asked customers' name. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then, how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Oh, it's quite simple. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Of course, it's... Professor. Yes, that's right. And all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. Watchwords. So, about these watchwords, Mr. Winterbank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. Wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets. None at all. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and a watchword uniquely identify each of them. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article? That's right, sir, yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require already. But for the avoidance of doubt, the article in question is an overcoat deposited 2 months ago on 15th February. With the watchword of Professor. All perfectly correct information, sir. But ow! Really, this is beyond a joke now. There is no further room for doubt. Ugh. So you know what it is with Gina? I can't necessarily go that high with my throat as is, with my voice as is. And then 2, just that accent, I always... I feel like if I were to go higher pitch, it would sound like Monty Python, one of the men trying to be a female. Picture postcard gentleman. Excuse me, but who are you? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry, yes. We're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh, yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. Jazz hands. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesturation anyway? Perhaps. Anyway, if you are a gentleman, sir, you offer your own name first before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Susato Mikotaba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. My name is Benedict. Yes, Eckert Benedict. Enchanté. He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but that name is suspicious. Now to the matter at hand. My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Every move he makes, every breath he takes, I can't stand watching him. So, let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. Is why I eat grown-ups. Just comes on my dive. Everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And the contents of the coat pockets, if you please, broker. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir. I was expecting another. That is, I deposited another. Another disc? Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with... Oh my gosh. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine. Oh, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal.
Oh my, yes, there's blood on the disc.
It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Oi, you take it. Me? If I hang on to it, they'll have it off me again, so you keep hold of it. Mr. Straight, Why is this disc so important to her? Music box disc has been entered into the court record. You there, in the black livery. Hand that disc to me at once, please. Oh god, everybody's staring at me. No, don't! He's lying! Grown-ups are all liars! Oh, what do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? We're just being looked at with so much scorn right now. Can I run away? Look at Mr. Windibank, watching diligently over his shop. There's still so many things I'm curious about. But somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. Calming this fraud situation must be our first priority. And I'm fairly certain that we can find just the great thing we need among the articles here in this shop. Look at all the little bumps on this disc. They're so tiny. Yes, the protrusions are called pins, and they pluck the teeth of the comb to make notes. And just on the edge, there's a small amount of blood. Yes, the blood of the mysterious Mr. Egbert Benedict. When Miss Lestrade tried to grab the disc from him, the pin scratched his fingers, it seems. Like when you're grating some daikon radish and accidentally catch your finger. Ouch! Just thinking about it hurts. And puts me off eating radish. Oh? Oh, there's a little scrap of paper stuck onto the reverse side of this disc, look. And a scribbled word or two. Looks like somebody's name. For McGilded. McGilded? It couldn't be. But it is, Mr. Naruhodo. A name I shall never forget for as long as I live. But why? Why is his name on this? Music box discs information about updating the court record. Well, that was a good find. Wow, Miss Lestrade is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Run away. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. We have to do something quickly before this mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. Investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. I guess we'll see what Mr. Sholmes has to say. Mr. Sholmes? What are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. So, you've found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, sorry. After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So, feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, a 7% solution of caramel. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? How could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I overheard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh? Surely you're not about to tell us that you've solved the entire case once again? My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized, how much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration. But who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? May as well listen to the deduction and get nothing else. I'll point out the flaws. Oh well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you find yourself in something of a predicament. What the blue blazes have you been, eh? Pardon? Well, a lady's in trouble. Her two jets supposed to be there now. Straight away. Not an hour later. Harsh. And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Eggert Benedict. You have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something you have not revealed yet. Huh. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation. One you will orchestrate with the intent to steal a vast amount of money. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg.
It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction.
Just who do you think you are, sir? Ah, yes, as I had hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another of Sherlock Holmes's logic and reasoning spectacular. Great deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Mystery Man's Aim. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most observant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need of such employee. In other words, there's some ulterior motive for your actions. The cane, which you unwittingly clutch your person, exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What? Utter rot! I've had this cane for years! The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. No, it's the AG. The end of any walking cane would be terminated with the metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet detailed analysis shows the wooden tip of the stick to be utterly bare. Therefore, there's only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Oh. You recoiled, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitate the exit of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what's the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. A walking cane demands such a stout handle, mused I. But of course, as I said, this is no walking cane. No, that rod? Is the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here was to take employment as established in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Conclusion: to tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. I need to use the restroom, so give me a minute or two. I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm just making do to take my time as I do stuff. What was I forget what the topic 2 was. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you propose I could expect to find there? Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose. Save for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? Oh, but there is ample reason. As you're only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. Answers revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewerage works, beneath the shops run a sewer that joins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. This madness has entered the sewers now, has it? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you would gain access to the waterway. That flows in very close proximity to the Great Vault of the Financial Institute opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devise a master plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. A postcard of the Great Exhibition? I'm afraid you've quite lost me. Currently, in the final stages of preparation, the Great Exhibition will soon be underway. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank on the other side of the road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you've been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank, the special reserve funds for the Great Exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Great cry. Because steal the Great Exhibition's reserve funds. I'm so sorry, guys. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great detection of this pawnbroking puzzle. Mr. Holmes. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat detection for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed. Though few know of its existence, it is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me in the strictest confidence.
But you just announced it to everyone here. Rather loudly, in fact.
Ah. And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have to come to find out about it?
There can only be but one explanation for that. Clearly it's because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vaults? If he is a criminal, as you said, then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does now that you've revealed the secret.
Oh. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windibank will. Harry has plenty of shovels here after all. Oh my life! I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. Once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo. An excellent idea!
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure.
Yes. Let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. Very well, then. Let's start once more from the beginning. Of Herlock Sholmes' magnificent logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes! Mystery Man's aim, topic 1. Conclusion, tunnel underneath the pawnbrokery. Alright. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you have ventured into this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. As revealed by that which you hold in your hands. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place is that for recruitment flyer. So, by Mr. Sholmes' reasoning, Mr. Benedict came here in order to apply for a job so he could dig down through the floor.
Yes, in an attempt to tunnel into the sewers to gain access to the money in the vault of the bank across the road.
But he wouldn't get very far with the broken shovel, would he? No, I think it's fair to say his motives lie elsewhere. Question is, where? What did Mr. Benedict here, what did... What did bring Mr. Benedict here at this particular point in time? I just want to take a look at this.
It certainly is a flyer for Mr. Windibank's shop.
Let's see... Windibanks wants you, pawnbroker's assistant required. It's an eye-catching advertisement, that's for sure.
I've seen the same flyer up here inside the shop, I think. Perhaps Mr. Windibank is always in need of more staff.
So Mr. Benedict came here to apply for a job? That's just too hard to believe. No. Oh?
Oh? Look at all the scribbled notes on the back of the flyer here.
I don't believe it.
What is it?
Listen to what it says. Name, Gino Lestrade, height 5'2". Green cap, stirrup, scruffy waistcoat, grubby white shirt, blue satchel, ragged. It's a detailed description of Miss Lestrade. Goodness. It's even a sketch of her, hat and all. Although, if he showed it to her, she'd fire that smoke grenade launcher in his face for sure. And look, the details of the shop have been written down here too. Winterbake's Pawnbrokery, Baker Street, redemption deadline, 15th April. Which is today's date. Why would Mr. Benedict have all that information scrawled on the back of that piece of paper?
Take that!
Take that! Info about Miss Lestrade. Yes, what brought you to the shop in the first place? Info about Miss Lestrade. It's the info about Miss Lestrade. Quite so, my dear fellow. It would appear that the writing and sketch on the reverse of the flyer pertain to the pickpocket, Miss Lestrade, and to Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery here. Ah. You originally told us. That you had merely given chase after Miss Lestrade sold a redemption ticket from you. But that, sir, is a thinly veiled lie. It is the information on the back of this flyer that led you here today, by which I mean here to Winterbank's Pawnbrokery, and today, the redemption deadline of that overcoat. So, you waited outside for the young girl matching the description to have written down to arrive. And you have gone to some lengths to hide the reason for your pursuit, Miss Lestrade. In other words, there's some ulterior motive for your actions. Okay, aren't you unwittingly clutch to your person exhibits an uncontrovertible contradiction? What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. No, it's the AG. What's a ferrule? It's a metal cap commonly found on the end of a cane, Mr. Naruhodo. Ah, the bit that makes a nice clinking sound on the pavement? Yes, exactly. And Mr. Sholmes is right. It appears to be missing on this cane. But it doesn't actually look broken, does it? No, it doesn't. Though the gentleman certainly did recoil when Mr. Sholmes identified the cane as suspicious. In other words, there's some secret about the cane that Mr. Benedict would rather we don't know. Look here, Mr. Sato. There's some letters on the handle. Ah, yes. Those must be initials, I think. In the West, it's customary for people to engrave their belongings with the first letters of their names. So, Herlock Sholmes would be HS, you mean? That's right. Initials on this cane, obvious. And the initials on this cane, obviously. Oh. AG. Why does it feel as though that's not quite right? Well, it should be EB.
Take that!
Take that! The initialing. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the initialing. Most astute observation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Eggert Benedict? We are led to believe, sir, that your initials are EB. Yet, in a most possessive manner, you have in your grasp a cane bearing the initials AG. An incontrovertible contradiction indeed. Would you not agree? No, you're wrong. This cane isn't. You said before that you had that cane for years. Urgh. So don't try to tell us that you just borrowed it from a friend or found it in the park. In short, though you hold yourself to be a gentleman, you have withheld your true name. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you would inadvertently facilitate the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle which you evidently would like to conceal is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. Let's consider the bare bones of what's happened here. Miss Lestrade redeemed that fine-looking overcoat. And now a mysterious man has appeared, introducing himself with a fake name. And claiming that the overcoat belongs to him. But we know that he actually identified Miss Lestrade from a written description. Which suggests that everything he's told us is untrue. So what we need to do here is somehow prove that the overcoat cannot possibly belong to him. Oh, the seam of his shoulder there is coming apart. Look. So it is. Do you know, a moment ago when Mr. Benedict was surprised by something that was said, I thought I heard him make a rather strange noise. It sounded a bit like a tiny growl. But now I think it was probably the sound of the seam ripping open. If you look closely, it does seem to be a very tight fit. It seems a stretch to bursting and you wouldn't have a hope of fastening it at the front. If you were to run around it, I'm sure the whole thing would fall apart. That I'd like to see. Sorry? So, how can we make Mr. Benedict run around? She's really giving this some thought.
Take that!
Take that! The split seam. The split seam, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. Oh. Yes, because the overcoat is rather obviously a poor fit. Having forced it over your broad shoulders, the seam is already breaking apart. My suspicions were aroused from the outset. When you so baldly lied about your name and so boldly waylaid this pickpocket. Excuse me. This catalog of untruths has all been for one very specific purpose. To steal the article that the young girl redeemed from Mr. Winterbank. Ah! But what really irks me is this. The considerable crime I initially imagined has been considerably curtailed. To abscond with a redeemed item is the conclusion. Solved. Great crime! To steal the great exhibition's reserve funds. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. But we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, designed a wheeze to fill some tawdry article of ponage? Have you forgotten I redeemed the article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit it in the first place? How could I have possibly known the relevant details? N'est-ce pas? Oh, but the watchword can be... Oh, but the watchword can be discovered, as you're only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Ah, your furtive glance is telling you... is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Let us consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawn property of another. The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. The direction of the deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into the sewers. Which is a pity, because it all sounds rather exciting. Anyway, you can't deny that this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. If you didn't know that word, Mr. Windibank would never allow you to redeem the article. Or, looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windibank would allow you to redeem the article whether it was yours or not. But the question is, could this gentleman have found the watchword out somehow? Oh, I'm not going to be able to do much more after this. The notelet. Look at this, Mr. Sato. Ah, it appears to be a memo that Mr. Windibank has scribbled to himself. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, Professor. Mr. Windibank must make a note of the watchwords his customers give him right before their eyes. And in an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see.
Take that!
The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for the watchword and notes down the response uttered on a note that he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches that of the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It is increasingly apparent that you were present in the shop before your accusation against Mr. Lestrade. In all likelihood, you followed her inside, then observed her talking to Mr. Windibank. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is his common practice, you observe him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the ledger. Oh. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from the young Miss Lestrade. Master plan? Which brings us, at last, to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article from this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets. Which, according to Mr. Windibank, isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain to Mr. Naruhodo. Could we? Really? I better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far.
Take that!
You see, this music box disc tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads Fort McGilded. Oh. Mr. Magnus McGilded. The unfortunate philanthropist who perished in curious circumstances at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London. Those low-mongering demonstrated a distinct lack of scruples. So, you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGilded was a man of unusually small stature. In fact, he was precisely the right size for that overcoat that you squeeze yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Egbert Benedict. But the final conclusion here is crystal clear. The reason you came to this pawnbrokery today? Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. Oh! Up to great crime conclusions require an item deposited by Mr. McGilded. Solved. Deduction complete. Elementary. Well, well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. No name I expected to hear in these circumstances. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on my mind. Pray tell, Mrs. Sato. Well, according to what Mr. Windibank told us earlier, today was the final day in which the coat would have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am, that is correct. Today would be precisely 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is 15th April, so 2 months ago today. Would have been the 15th February, sir, that's right. All carefully recorded in my ledger. Was it 10:30 p.m., I see? What? But that suggests... Yes, 15th February. It's precisely the day on which the omnibus murder took place. And 10:30 in the evening.
is precisely the time at which the events were unfolding. Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence.
You are, of course, at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose. However, I must insist you hand over the music box to Sika now. It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in that box.
Ah, what do I do? Absolutely not. There's some things a man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not.
Hold it!
Mr. Winterbank,
This is my shop. I can't allow any harm to come to my customers if that were to happen. I should have to take my own life.
Mr. Winterbank, no. All right, that's enough. Inspector Gregson. Inspector? That's right, Sunshine. The alarm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now what's all this about, eh?
Oh, praise be, you're here at last. I was moments away from forfeiting my own life in my very own establishment. It would seem you have the upper hand. Right, you lot have got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered with some petty argy-bargy.
Petty? Mr. Winterbank very nearly met with his end.
Yeah, by his own gun as far as I can tell. Oh dear. And the whole of Britain could meet with its end if I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on.
What? What on earth is the case, Inspector?
Spare no details, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's nothing to do with you lot. Hello, Jacob, hope you're doing well. Anyways, so you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. I appreciate it. But of course, Inspector. Ah! He's getting away! Get after him, lads! Whistle the beat officer, too! Sir! Worst part is I'm so out of it. There's been a spate of thefts at pawn shops around here recently. So we've fitted emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know when there's trouble. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while. Very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning.
Oh, yes?
I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. So hand it over.
Oh, yes, of course.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
As evidence?
If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. And so, we handed Mr. McGilded's disc over to Inspector Gregson. And were summarily turfed out of the shop and onto the street. To be continued. Okay. I might be done for the stream. I started really getting massively fatigued by the end there. And I already wasn't at 100%, so... We're gonna do that, and... We're gonna go ahead and raid on out. We're gonna raid Gusty because it is his birthday today. Thank you everybody that was here watching, chatting, and lurking. I do sincerely appreciate it. I'm hoping I feel better tomorrow for stream. We'll have to see how things go. Make sure you wish your happy birthdays. Is there a cake emote? Just do hearts at the end. I'm gonna do my Sakamoto hearts. Alright, well, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. I'm really hoping I'm feeling better tomorrow. I'll just have to see how things go, but thanks everybody that was here watching, chatting, working. Catch you guys.